Hey John, we're about to get started. Energy again as surrogate. So let's see what shows up for you today, just continuing working on the gut and the immune system. Okay. And hold. Beautiful. Okay, so where do we need to start today? More organs. Okay. So let's just ask the body which organs are less than functional at this moment. Okay. So I'm just going to stack in the organs that show up. So this first one relates to the stomach meridian. Hold up for me. And hold up for me. And that's part of the earth element. So we'll do the spleen pancreas meridian as well. Hold in for me. Because those two are in a circuit. Hold in for me. And I'll see if there's any amygdala emotion in there. Yeah, there is. Okay, so an old pain punishment circuit. So we might need to do survival stuff, but we'll just pulse the amygdala first.
Almost feels like there's like a hole in there.
Yeah, right. Okay. So fill up that hole with love and light.
I just got an image of Cupid's arrow.
Aww. Nice. Okay, so large intestine is showing up. So the muscle for that is the fascia lata. Hold up for me. And hold up for me.
Today.
She's trying. And hold back. Yeah. So large intestine, lung are the next little circuit. So that's the metal element. And I'll amygdalarize that as well. Pain and punishment circuit again. So the body just in that spiral of energy where we just keep on going back into the same thoughts, the same motions, the same negative energy regularly. What are these crystals?
Borderite and ocean jasper.
Beautiful. They feel lovely.
Thought I'd wear them back today.
Okay, so small intestine. So small intestine and heart are the little connection in the fire element. So let's do these ones. And hold up for me. And hold up for me. And then we'll check heart. Hold down at the wrist. Hold down at the wrist. Okay. So what's interesting about that for me is that when I checked initially, lungs didn't show up, but once I had large intestine tested up, lungs tested up, and the same, I'd already checked heart. It didn't test up until I popped small intestine in there, and then the heart showed up.
Okay.
I'm just playing with something at the moment, John, because I listened to a video this week with a guy who he's 83 and he's been doing what he calls body hacking since 1965 or 1968 or something. He's an ophthalmologist and he ended up with encephalitis for 15 years. So in order to get his health back, he worked out all sorts of stuff. And what he was discussing was very much along the lines of energy meridians in the body, and he talked about all exactly the same stuff that we talk about in relation to the spleen meridian and the kidney meridian and the stomach meridian, and he was talking about the circuits within each element. Now, I've never actually done that before, what we just did. As always, you learn something new. you do something different. Thanks to a guy, Mark, who's in my foundations group. He sort of sent the video and was asking about the circuits, and I thought, well, we've already done those, but I never actually talked to people about how to, you know, connect those.
Okay.
So as always, you learn something new and stack it in again. But what I'm doing at the moment is putting in the organs and then just taking a little bit of stress out of it with the amygdala points. Okay, so now liver's showing up.
Spiraling.
And hold. That one's okay. Hold up. That one's okay. Hold. That one's okay. Hold up. Ah, it's that one. Okay. And then gallbladder. Hold up. And hold up. Okay. And gallbladder and liver are both in the wood element. So each of these, there's a circuit, you know, so there's a circuit where the yin organ, so in this case the liver, and the yang organ, which is the gallbladder, they have this energy flow that goes between them. Ah, this one's different. This one's fear, threat, danger in the wood element. Yeah, and liver can come out as, say, depression and low moods and resentment and that sort of thing. Whereas gallbladder just shows more as just general anger and frustration out there at the world. And you know, there's no reason for that. Okay. Beautiful. Okay, so now where do we need to go next? So we've got the organs stacked in. So now, okay, so we're going to go into the immune system and just sort of get that up and operational in relation to the organs. And hold, 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 hold. Okay, so let's just ask the body. Actually, I'll ask if I can. Give me a yes, give me a no. Can I ask the immune system about the optimal polarity in these organs? Do I need to go into individual organs first? I can just do it in relation to optimal polarity. What about optimal oxygen? Okay, so optimal polarity throughout the organs. And hold. Hold, 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 hold. So there's an energy mismatch to that, so your body doesn't know what the optimal polarity would be. Katie's actually got a copy of a video that's really awesome that talks about the polarity and the oxygen in organs, so that's why I'm sort of playing with something new today for you. Yeah, I've listened to it 3 times. I'm taking notes. It's really good info. I even like the way the guy talked about ophthalmology. He said that he was doing really fun things like doing cataracts and anyway, and then he said as part of his encephalitis, because he got encephalitis when he was treating someone with leukemia, and And he said that he had encephalitis for 15 years. And so sometimes his brain would work and sometimes he would just have the rest of the day where he couldn't read or he couldn't put a sentence together. So he had a very small window of opportunity working, but he got this, he got like this spasm, which didn't work for doing surgery anymore. But yeah, cool old guy, 83 years old.
And so you're just implementing some of his protocols?
Well, no, he doesn't have, no, he's not a kinesiologist. I'm just sort of working out from what he said,
Yeah, right.
what I could do in kinesiology.
Cool.
Yeah. Optimal polarity throughout the organs. And hold, 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 hold. Actually, I might even check the polarity check with the nostrils. So breathe in on the right and breathe out on the left. Breathe in on the left, breathe out on the right. Yeah, okay, so that's not working very well. So just if you do a couple of circuits, Renergy, so just hold one side and breathe in, and then swap the other side and breathe out, and then breathe in, swap to the other side, breathe out. Yeah, so we need that for about 30 seconds. So that helps the polarity through the head and the skull. If we do it for 2-3 minutes, and that's something you can do at home as well, just so you can look up alternate nostril breathing, and there's just lots of really good information about how it helps with cardiovascular health and neurological health and energy support and all sorts of things.
Oxygen to the brain?
Yeah. And because there's such a big gut-brain connection, that's sort of interesting. Okay, beautiful. And again, breathe in and out. And breathe in and out. And breathe in and out. And breathe in and out. Now that's all locking. So that's locking in every part of that now, which is awesome. But yeah, it is something, doing it a few times a day, you know, just for 3 to 5 minutes is a really good thing for our bodies. Okay, so where do we need to go? Oh, then I was going to ask about optimal oxygen levels in the organs. Optimal oxygen levels in the organs. And hold, hold, hold. One of the easy things that he recommended to do something with the cell charge of the cell is 1/4 teaspoon of bicarb soda in water every day. We've got to be careful where we do that though, because if you do it with a meal, you'll dilute the hydrochloric acid. We don't want to do that, so it's good to do it first thing in the morning or a few hours after a meal, so that we're not diluting the hydrochloric acid that we need to break down our foods.
Teaspoon? What did you say?
1/4 teaspoon. Yeah, cheap, easy.
Cheap, easy.
Yeah. It's probably a redox signaling action.
Yeah, hey.
You know, so remember when we were chatting to old guy, Scott, and he was saying about, you know, the way apple cider vinegar works in the body is a redox reaction. The way sunburn works is a redox reaction. So probably the way bicarb soda works is a redox reaction as well. Optimal oxygen levels in the organs. And hold. Oops, sorry. Hold. And what are these ones, Onyx?
Next, yeah.
I need to get some shungite. Actually.
Where or to what?
Oh, I don't care. But there's a crystal place over at Mount Gravatt we should go to one day. Have you ever been there? No. Yeah. You get it wholesale if you spend X amount of dollars, but it's really easy to spend and it's really lovely stuff. So
Where have you got new ones here in the clinic?
All over the place.
All over the place? Oh,
That one was given to me by a client. Yes. And that one expands the energy of whatever's going on. You know, so when people are in a good mood, it expands the good mood. But if people are in a negative mood, it expands the negative energy. Yeah, so it's one of those ones that has the ability to expand anything. So that's, let's see if that's okay.
Crystal quartz?
Yes. Yeah, she was a jeweler actually, the lady who gave me that. She shut down her shop in the city. Oh, Monica turned it on again.
Did she put another light on?
Yeah. Yeah, she's on a roll. Okay, so is there anything else we need to do at this level with either polarity or oxygen or pH? Okay, let's go again in relation to pH. So all your organs need different pHs. So we'll ask around optimal levels of pH in all your different organ systems. And how old? Yeah, but if you put a note in the comments and I'll to remind me, and then I'll pop that video of this guy in there so that you can see it. It's very cool. Okay. So things like the stomach, of course, we need lots of hydrochloric acid in there. The small intestine's more neutral. Then it gets a little bit more acidic, and then the, you know, so they need different areas throughout the whole digestive tract. Bit interesting, I was listening to some guys talking this morning about Morgellons and the sort of stuff that can build up, and one of the guys who's been researching for about 10 years, he's got his own microscope and stuff, and he was saying that endothelial tissue, which is the gut lining, always has, well, he's never found someone who doesn't have some of the toxins known as Morgellons in there. So because we're all breathing in this stuff all the time, and it's been around for decades now, you know, some of these particles in the air, and yeah. We're just breathing in stuff that isn't supposed to be there. It messes with our tissues, makes it harder to release them. What he found is that hydrogen peroxide helps to pull the Morgellons towards the skin. So if you do a weak solution of hydrogen peroxide on the outside and then do a bath, it actually amplifies the effect of pulling toxins out of the body, which is sort of interesting. Okay, so I'm going into the reticular activating system now, which is to do with what hormones, so with all of this online, we're going into the reticular activating system to work out what hormones are being adjusted by the pH, the oxygen, and these circuits, you know, just not being optimal. Yeah, okay. So the first one showing up is low serotonin, creating vigilance in the nervous system. So the nervous system's constantly on the lookout for what's going to go wrong next. And when our body hasn't been working well for us for a while, we're constantly on the alert that something else is going to go wrong, which of course, you know, how much of that is then what we're creating as well.
The small intestine produces serotonin.
Yeah, the small intestine produces most of the serotonin. Generally, it's considered over 90% of it is produced in the serotonin first, same as melatonin actually. So when we're not sleeping well and we're unhappy and we don't have that energy through the day. And I think it's sunny at the moment in Ireland, so, you know, hopefully you're getting out and getting some sunshine. But yeah, it's because we need to get that sunshine on our pineal gland So it's really good to do 5 to 20 minutes morning and night. I definitely don't. I often look outside and I can see the beautiful sunshine. Okay, where do we need to go next? So, okay, so now separate to that reticular activating system, we've got to go activate or find out about the adrenal survival, deep survival, and hidden deep survival. So we'll pause that and we'll come back with those.